Hey guys, oh, I have absolutely crazy hair after a crazy day. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match review. This is AC Milan nil, Chelsea 2, and I am so happy and excited after this match. Another clean sheet, another win for Graham Potter's Blues. I just can't even believe it at this point to go to Milan, go to the San Siro, and get all 3 points. This is an absolutely massive, massive game. So, guys, make sure to interact in the comments. Give me your thoughts, your opinions, your questions, anything. I'm going to be going through them and giving you my thoughts about this absolutely insane, incredible match. So, as always, let's start with the starting 11 to face Chelsea. So, today we had Kepa Arrizabalaga keep his starting 11 or starting goalkeeper 11 spot in the starting 11. Then we had a back 3-5 of Trevor Chalobah, Thiago Silva, Khalidou Koulibaly, Reece James and Ben Chilwell on either side of them, a midfield pivot of Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho, and then Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the attack. I'm just going to shut the door because my husband is gaming and I can hear him. So when I saw the starting 11, I was thinking again, we had played a back 3/5 versus Milan in the first game. Then versus Wolves, we switched to a back 4. So again, more tactical flexibility and fluidity from Graham Potter. I think it's really hard to predict where he's going to go, who he's going to start in these matches. And I hope that made it a little bit more difficult for AC Milan to prepare for this game as well. So we start the match. It was a really nervy 10, 15-ish minutes from not from Chelsea, but just because AC Milan were dominating and you kind of expect them to dominate the ball at home at the San Siro, 80,000 fans that are just screaming and bounce. Apparently, the San Siro actually bounces because of how incredible and crazy the environment is there. So I can understand them having more of the ball in the opening game. And I was thinking, okay, just try to ride these 15-ish minutes out, and then we'll be able to get a little bit more into the game, string together more passes, apply more pressure, etc., etc. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't have so much, we hadn't created so much, and then there was an absolutely beautiful ball. Mason Mount does incredibly well to just keep driving into the box. Fikayo Tomori tries to pull him back, and he's sent off after that. And Tomori, I felt bad for him. Let me know in the comments, do you feel bad for Fikayo Tomori getting sent off? Yes or no, and why? And before the game, I actually have this for my prep for Chelsea in the US Twitter Spaces, but Tomori had an interview before the match, and he obviously scored versus Juventus this weekend. And he said, and we have as a team, and I personally, another chance to put that to bed. We have a chance to prove that we're better than that. I have a chance to prove that I'm better than that. And we have, not that we needed any extra motivation, but after last week, we have that extra motivation to push us to try to go for the win, especially in front of our own fans as well. So knowing this, like, I kind of feel sorry for the guy. Like, he obviously used to play for Chelsea. He's trying to impress. It's a big ask, and he's had 2 not so great performances. The first, in the first game, he was really I don't want to say at fault, but he didn't deal with the ball that Aubameyang then went on to score, and now he got sent off in this game early on. I do think that it was a red card. I think that it was a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. A lot of people are saying that it should have been a penalty, but a yellow. But at the end of the day, he was last man, denial of a red card. Mason Mount looks like he was going on to score from that. Let me know, was that a red card? Should Tomori have gotten sent off in the comments now? After that, Tomori sent off. We had gotten so many yellow cards at this point. I was thinking, oh my God, like, we need to be careful because we don't know who's going to be sent off. The ref was really not having any like roughness in this game, and he was really disciplining everybody. He would keeping control of the game, but also dealing out a lot of yellow cards and that red card as well. So I was like, we need to be careful with this one. Yes. And then once again, for the second goal, Mason Mount, he had the SIRO on freaking strings. He was incredible in this game. Everything that we were creating was coming through him. He is loving life under Graham Potter. I am so over the moon and pleased for Mason Mount because I think that he is an incredible player. He had a rough start to the season, but he's finally finding his pace. He's finally getting back into action. I always knew that he would get back to his best. And I mean, what a performance to go to the San Siro, one of the most difficult places, arguably, to play at. And he just had it on strings and he was playing as if it was nothing. And I just thought he had an incredible, incredible game. But beautiful ball to Aubameyang, and at first I thought that Aubameyang and Sterling were kind of going to get on top of each other. And what I love about Aubameyang is that he doesn't hesitate. He knew exactly where the goal is, 2-0 to Chelsea. And that second goal was so incredibly special because there were so many one-touch passes, fast-moving football, extremely fast and just pacey, and it made life so difficult for AC Milan in order to try to deal with that ball. And I absolutely love that. That's one of the main differences that I've seen under Graham Potter so far. CFC Central put out an incredible thread on Twitter, so if you haven't seen it, definitely go do check it out. And he talks about the attacking patterns that Graham Potter has already brought to Chelsea, and we're seeing that a lot of forward passes, forward movement. We're seeing players touch the ball, go forward. It's not about having possession and recycling it and making sure that you don't lose possession. It's about being okay, taking risks, being okay, moving forward. Maybe you lose the ball, but you're going to have players close to one another so that you can win the ball back quickly and in dangerous areas as well. We're also seeing in the attacking play a lot of changes of play from one side of the pitch to the other in both directions. And this really allows us to attack, especially with the wingbacks that we have in Reece James and Ben Chilwell. They're creating a lot of space. A lot of the times they go unmarked and are able to drive forward and put in dangerous balls. Thought that the attack was looking absolutely brilliant. In the second half, Mason Mount is subbed off. It made sense. There's no need to risk him. You're 2-0 up. He's on a yellow card. Like I said, we were seeing a lot of cards in this match. So the last thing that you need is Mason to have like a somewhat silly challenge and then get a second yellow. So I thought that it was really good man management from Graham Potter as well to take Mason Mount off. And the game kind of had the sting taken out of it at that point. We really didn't do all too much, but we were 2-0 up against a 10-man AC Milan. Reece James, I'm just looking at your comments. Reece James had a kind of nasty challenge. It looked like he just landed on his knee badly. I am freaking out about Reece James. I really hope that he's okay. And I don't know why every time that we go to Italy, we have one of our wing backs specifically injured. Last time versus Juventus, Ben Chilwell tore his ACL. Now Reece James, I'm hoping that it's not too bad. He was able to walk off, hoping it was more precautionary because we didn't need him to be on the pitch at that point. We're going to find out more in the coming days, and I'm just praying that Reece James is okay. Yes, thank you. A United fan in here. I don't get many United fans. Excited for that game in a couple of weeks. But thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Definitely smash the like, hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already to the channel as well. Lots of content coming up, especially with all of like the crazy games. El Clasico. I'm in Madrid. Is coming up, so I'll be doing stuff around that and just then Champions League games and just like a bunch of really cool Chelsea games as well, of course. So overall, I just thought that it was an incredible game once again by Chelsea, incredible game by Graham Potter, another clean sheet, 3 in a row now, beat them 5-0 on aggregate. And I'm just going to take a look at the UCL table now. So I believe that Yep, Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb drew 1-1 today. They played at the same time. So really great for us. So this is how Group E currently stands. Chelsea are in first with 7 points. RB Salzburg are in second with 6 points. Milan are in third with 4 points. And Dinamo Zagreb are in fourth with 4 points, but they have one less. Wait, they actually have a better goal difference. So I'm wondering if there's like a head-to-head going on there. So Chelsea, for after the first 2 games, we were in a pretty dire position, and now we're sitting top of the group. So very, very exciting. I'm just going to go through SofaScore now, kind of see what's they're saying. So here you have some player ratings. Jorginho was the highest rated player on the pitch, 7.9. Mason Mount, 7.8, and he only played half of the game. I did think in the second half it was a really good match for Jorginho, especially pulling the strings. Oh, he took the penalty. I hadn't talked about it, but he took the penalty so coolly and calmly. I was thinking, thank God that he's played at the San Siro before, so he's going to know what it's like and he's going to know the pressure. He tends to be a very cool, calm penalty taker anyways, but I was bricking it for him, absolutely bricking it. I saw some pictures that there might have been lasers. I didn't see any on my TV screen personally, so I don't know if it was Photoshopped. I don't know if there were actually lasers, but if there were, that's even crazier. And really, really well taken penalty for him. For me, the man of the match has to be Mason Mount. Even though he only played 45 minutes, I just thought he had another incredible game, and everything creative was going through him. So you see here, AC Milan had dominated at the very beginning stages of the match. Then it goes kind of quiet. Chelsea gets the penalty, gets the goal, goes back to AC Milan. Olivier Giroud had a very good opportunity to score, and I'm actually surprised that he didn't score against us, but I am very glad that he didn't, because my heart wouldn't have been able to take it. And here you just see the rest of the game really is just Chelsea absolute dominance. Let's take a look at some player statistics. So let's filter by duels won. AC Milan topping this here. See Ben Chilwell won about 50% of his duels. Koulibaly 50%. Koulibaly had a very, very nice tackle and won the ball back and prevented a goal. Leao was lethal, and he was always looking like he could potentially score. The one thing I will say is that I don't think that he really tracks back and helps out so much. But going forward, he's just incredible. Ground duels won again. AC Milan dominating in this area. Goals, assists. Let's look at the attack. Shots on target. Aubameyang had 2 shots on target. There was another one that it looks like it could have gone in. Shots off target. Ben Chilwell and Olivier Giroud both with 2 shots off target. And Olivier Giroud and Conor Gallagher both had a big chance missed. Conor Gallagher was so close to scoring his first goal for Chelsea as well, which would have been incredible. I just love Conor Gallagher so much. I'm just going through your chat now, so thank you so much for going into the chat and talking. It's really late. It's like 11:30 for me. I've worked the entire day. Then I had Chelsea Twitter Spaces, then Chelsea TV, then the game, and now this. So I'm absolutely destroyed. John says, hi, Elizabeth. Excellent performance, especially for Mason. Just hope Reece will be okay. Absolutely. I'm going to be updating Twitter every couple of seconds until I find out Reece James news, because I cannot have Reece James be injured. I absolutely cannot. Odin says, I don't know, but I just have a good feeling about the season. I feel like Chelsea is going to do some damage. I really hope that you're right. I really hope so. It looks like we're getting into some great form after having a really, really, really slow start to the season, but currently in 4th, I think, in the Premier League. Like, not bad at all first in the Champions League. We're looking really good, and I just love that we're finally getting our clean sheets back, because it had been so long since we had kept clean sheets, and it just felt like we were we were conceding silly goals, and there were a lot of individual mistakes and errors, and at times how we play could be a little bit risky. It could have us concede. We did see that AC Milan did miss a couple of opportunities. Serginho Dest, US men's national team player, also missed a very big opportunity. If that was Reece James, like, it would have gone in. So Milan had two really good opportunities in this game. Chelsea also did have a couple of more aside from the goals. But I just love that we're getting back to scoring goals, winning games convincingly, seeing games out. Sometimes it felt that we would score a goal and then kind of sit back and not go for the second, and then we would concede and make life difficult for ourselves. But that's not happening now. And I just love the mentality and the fight that I'm seeing from these players. Terry says, best performance of the season. Thank you, Terry. Terry's always joining in on these streams, so thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Luffy said, boring second half. Yeah, it was a boring second half, but we're already winning 2-0. Like, I don't care. I just want us to win. I don't really care that it was a boring second half. Everybody in the chat saying yes to penalty, no to red cards. I understand why it was a red card personally. Terry says, honestly, all big six teams have been suffering with wingback injuries except for City. And it's a good point. Like, I think that we're going to see more injuries because of the sheer amount of games that all these teams are playing. You're just playing every 3 to 4 days, and then you have the World Cup just smushed inside of all of that action. It's not good for anybody, and that's why Graham Potter said that we need to rotate a lot. What's a little bit worrying to me is that Reece James was rested at the weekend. He only played for a couple of minutes, and then it didn't look so good. The saving grace for me is that he was able to walk off himself, and I'm hoping that it was just like a hyperextension or something like that, and that it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's worrying that anybody would say thank you. I'm like about to pass out. I'm so exhausted right now. Blue Star says, Potter's getting the best out of Chelsea players. We love to see it. And that's another thing. Yeah, Potter's doing pretty amazing. This free flow football, but Potter will be many teams. No Champions League experience, beat AC Milan twice, no goals conceded. Really love it. And well, where was I going with this? Oh, that he's getting the best out of his players. So it doesn't matter the formation that we're seeing. We've seen that he's changed from a back 3-5 to a back 4. We've seen a lot of players, like 5, 6, 7 players that were rested and came back into the team. And the team is still scoring. They're still getting it done. It seems that he's keeping everybody hungry to play for him and giving everybody opportunities, which I really, really love to see. Yeah, it really is lovely to see Conor Gallagher getting so many minutes. He's so young. Let me look at his age quickly. I don't know it off the top of my head. He's 22. He's just a baby. He's just 22. He's going to get so many more minutes for Chelsea. He's already such a good player. I feel like I'm saying that with all of our academy players. Like, they're just so good already. But just imagine where they could be in a couple of years. And I love that he's getting consistent game time. That's something that he needs. Broya as well, somebody who I've been really impressed with. And Chelsea just have so many, like, we literally do have the best academy in the entire world. To have Reece James, Mason Mount, Chalobah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher, Broya. That's 6 off the top of my head. Then you have Cho that went on loan. Like, you have a ton that were sold and playing for top teams in Europe as well. The academy is just top notch, and it makes me so happy. My heart's so happy to see them doing well. Yeah, Rudiger. If you missed it, Rudiger scored for Real Madrid in the 95th minute. I didn't see it because I was watching the Chelsea game, but I am 100% going to be watching those highlights because I'm sure he went absolutely crazy. Chef Paolo said, "Hey Elizabeth, when do you think Sakari is going to start for us, and how do you think he's going to affect the game? What's he going to bring?" It's a great question. I really have no idea when he's going to start. We obviously signed him on loan on transfer deadline day, and I think that we didn't prioritize a DM, and then we realized that we should have. From everything that I read, it seems that Thomas Tuchel or that Todd Bowley asked Thomas Tuchel, "What positions do you need to prioritize?" And he was like, "We need defenders." And it makes sense because we lost a lot of defenders. We lost Marcus Alonso, Christensen, Rudiger, then Sar went on loan as well. Emerson, that's 5 defenders off the top of my head. So it makes sense that he said defenders, but I feel like there's been a bit of poor planning because N'Golo Kante has been consistently getting injured. It's nothing new that he's been injured for 2 months already. And unfortunately, he's just not able to play as much game time as he once was. And it kills me because I'm the biggest N'Golo Kante fan and I love him. And then Kovacic as well. He was injured at the start of the season. He's coming back now, but he's always struggled with injuries. And Jorginho is not very injury prone, but he can't be playing every single game. So I think that we needed somebody to come in. And we tried signing a DM permanently, couldn't get that done. So then we said, okay, who can we go to that we sign on loan? I don't know what happened. I haven't seen Sakaria play really. I've just read about him on like in articles and watched a couple of videos. It seems that he was very good a couple of seasons ago, then was very injury prone. So I don't know where his progress and development is now, but first I get the impression that he's not where he needs to be if he's not starting games. Because we're seeing people who are doing well in training are getting game time, and that's how it's been for every player. So I guess that he's not ready, and we'll maybe see him when he's ready. It seemed just kind of like a panic loan. So I don't know how much really went into it behind the scenes, if he was actually somebody that Chelsea were targeting and wanted to bring in. But I do hope that whenever he gets the opportunity that he shines for Chelsea and that he does really well, and hopefully we can help him get back to form. And something that he said that I really liked is he was like, I want to be like Kovacic, not like Saul, meaning that he wants to have a good loan. And then obviously Kovacic was an option to buy as well. So he wants to like have the option to buy triggered instead of being sent back. Bertram asks, good to see some patterns of play already. Absolutely. We're seeing so many patterns of play. Can't wait to see how Carney turns out as well. Yes, he's somebody that I didn't expect him to come on in this Champions League game in the SIRO, but I do think that we're going to start seeing him get more minutes. Would you prefer bringing in a backup for James in January? I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, I really think that we need a defensive midfielder, but I don't know if we're going to bring one in January or just try to sign one permanently in the summer. I guess it depends who's available, but it's always really difficult to do business in January. But yeah, that's the thing. Like when you have Reece James fit, then you have Aspilicueta who can play backup. But Reece James, not that he's injury prone, but he does have like 1 or 2 injuries every year. That at least last year he was out for a good couple of months. So in those instances, you think, well, yeah, I really would need somebody who can play backup in that situation. So potentially is the answer. Potentially. So it says, I just want to say that you're awesome. Continue doing what you do. We need more people like you in this world. Thank you so much. Like that's literally so kind. I've had a really long day, and so I really, really, really appreciate it. And I just like I need to get on to do a match review for everybody. So it means a lot. Thank you. Peace and love said Chelsea look kind of similar under Thomas Tuchel, but the difference is the forward look happy and relaxed. And I think that what I noticed with the forwards is that it seems that there's more fluidity. I think that maybe this is just my guess. This is how I think about it. But I think that the main difference is that Thomas Tuchel was asking them to recycle possession and kind of like, okay, we saw a lot of like passing horizontally like this and just going from the wing back to the center backs and back. And it got a little bit frustrating at times because the forwards wouldn't get into areas. I felt like we weren't moving the ball quickly. It would get a bit stale and we didn't know where the goals were going to come from. And now we have so many different goal scorers. So we had in the first 3-0 wins, we had 6 different goal scorers. The first one was let me see, I have it here in my notes. So in the first AC Milan game, we had Fofana, Aubameyang, Reece James. Then versus Wolves, we had Kai Havertz, Pulisic, and Broja. So 6 different goal scorers. And then today you add a 7th to it, Jorginho. Later was a penalty, and Aubameyang gets another goal. So I just think that the football has been super free-flowing. It's been really nice. It's enabling the attackers to also be creative, get into really, I don't know, they're getting into really good positions. They're occupying good spaces. Mason Mount has been pulling the strings in all of the games that I've watched. He's just been absolutely incredible, and I just love to see it. I just love to see it. Terry said, didn't we extend Aspie's contract as backup for Reece James? Yeah, I think we did. I think it's 1 year with maybe another option. Ben asked, what do you think of Kepa's recent run of form? This is a fantastic question. This is something that we were talking about earlier on Chelsea and the USA's Twitter spaces. And Kepa has been on fire recently. I don't know about you guys, but 3 clean sheets in a row. He looks strong. I feel like he hasn't been tested so much. So I'm still going to wait until we play an opponent like Man City, for example, that's going to attack us more, because I do feel like we absolutely dominated AC Milan, and I mean they're a really good side, so I guess it's a good sign. I just don't want to get ahead of myself. But I think something that's massive is his distribution and his passing ability. And that's something that's really important to Graham Potter's system and how he plays, is that the goalie almost acts as a third center back with the distribution. And we see that Kepa's really good with his feet, and he makes these forward passes through the lines to the midfield even. So that's really important. And so it's an interesting one. Like he could have worked his way up through Mendy's injury into being Chelsea's starting goalkeeper again, especially because Mendy wasn't in the best of form going into his injury. He was looking a little bit shaky with his feet. If that's something that Graham Potter prefers, then we could perfectly see Kepa right back in as a starting goalkeeper, which I never thought that I would see, to be honest, but really happy for him that he's having such fantastic form and that he's found his confidence again. It's incredible. So let me know in the comments. Do you think Kepa is going to be Chelsea's starting goalkeeper? I didn't think I would say that because Mendy was just unstoppable at one point. But yeah, so crazy. Sorry. Big up Lewis being featured with the club doing big time. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I do like all of the match previews for Chelsea Matchday Live. I think it's on their YouTube channel and maybe the Fifth Stand app, and then Twitter Spaces before every Champions League game for Chelsea in the USA as well. So I put so much effort into prepping those and making them fun for everybody listening. So definitely, if you're around and it's an okay time, check them out because it's a lot of fun. And then just reading through your comments. Thank you guys for being so active in the comments as well. It's been really, really nice. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this match reaction. I've been talking for, like 4 hours straight now, basically. So I'm going to take a rest because my throat, my voice is about to go. But if you like this video, please sub to the channel. We're almost at 12.4k subs. We're like 10 or 15 off. So if you're not subbed, please sub to the channel. It really would mean a lot to me. And I hope that you enjoyed this match review. I have so much more content coming up. Ellie Hellenic, I don't know how to do this, is my on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram. I post short form content there on Elizabeth Hellenic on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope that you enjoyed the game as well. And it's just very exciting for Chelsea. Just before I go, a quick recap of where all of the groups stand. So Group A, Napoli currently in first, Liverpool, Ajax, Rangers. Group B, Club Brugge. I don't know if it's Bruges or Brugge. Sorry. Porto, Leverkusen, Atletico de Madrid in fourth currently on 3 points. Group C, Bayern, Inter, Barcelona, Victoria Plus. they're just chilling there, but that's going to be super crazy as well. Group D, Sporting, Spurs, Frankfurt, and Marseille. Group E, Chelsea, Salzburg, Milan, Dinamo Zagreb. Group F, Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic. Group G, City, Dortmund, Sevilla, Copenhagen. Group H, PSG, Benfica, Juventus, Maccabi Haifa. Yeah, so pretty interesting stuff here. Just looking, like, imagine that we are in first, that we finished the group in first. I don't want to jinx it, but given that we have to play Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb and we absolutely dominated AC Milan, I have a good feeling about these games. So then if it stays like this, which it might not, like Atletico could bump up. That whole group is on 3 points except for Club Brugge, who have won all of their games. Barcelona could bump up as well. Group D is all extremely close as well. But let's just take a look. I'm interested. So in Group A, if we stay first, Liverpool right now would be in second, so we couldn't face anybody from them. From Group B, we could face Porto, Leverkusen, or Atletico. I'd low-key love to face Atletico so that I could go to the game if they do finish in second. Group C, we would face Inter or Barcelona, which I would also love to face either of those teams, but especially Barcelona. Group D, we would maybe face, well, we'll see if Sporting ends in top. So Sporting, maybe Frankfurt, maybe Marseille, we have no idea. Group F, it's looking like Leipzig, potentially, maybe Timo Werner. He's been doing really well. I think he got a goal and assist today, like insane. Group G, Dortmund, and Group H, Benfica. So lots of very interesting opponents that we could potentially face as well. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed this match review. I'm going to go chill after a crazy day. But yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And until next time, I'm out. Bye.